brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Catherine starts this hour off in Detroit. Hey, Catherine, how are you?
Hi, Dave and Ken. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
I am seeking advice today on my relationship.
Okay.
I've been dating my boyfriend for almost a year, and things have been going really well. But I have concerns that as things continue to progress, hopefully down the path towards marriage, that our discrepancy in finances, specifically income, debt, retirement savings, will be a problem, and that ultimately I might kind of find myself in a sugar mama type situation, which I'd really
you don't want to be that girl. Yeah.
We already have a problem.
Yeah, I love it. Wow, yeah. Good for you. So how old are you?
I'm 38 and
how old
he's
is he?
35.
Okay, cool. And what do you make?
I make 200 and he makes 45.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. And what does he do?
He works in construction.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do?
I work in the automotive industry.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with anything you've told me so far that makes us incompatible, as long as you're both in agreement. So what we've found is there's 4 things that good research is revealing that if you agreed on 4 things prior to marriage, you have a very high statistical probability of staying married. Number 1 is money, how we handle it, how we view it. Okay? Number 2, because money fights and money problems are number 1 cause of divorce. So you got to deal with it. So you're smart to call a money show and talk about this. Number 2, kids. Are we going to have them? How many? How are we going to treat them? Are the inmates going to run the asylum? That kind of stuff, right? Number 3, the crazy people in our family called in-laws, because everybody's got crazy in their family, and you don't think you do. It's you. So everybody's got it. So how are we going to handle that? How are we going to handle the extended crazy? And are we going to stand beside each other in that? And number 3 is religion, agreement on religion. And so if you're in agreement on those 4 things, you have a very high probability. Let's go back to the money one a minute. You obviously are a high-income earner, and he's obviously a construction guy out there doing it, and yet you're falling in love, and that's cool. All right? That's not my concern. My concern would be his view towards his debt. How much debt has he got, and how does he view it?
So he has around about 50,000, and when we started dating, I gave him the Total Money Makeover, and he read it, and I have seen him change his spending behavior, his started budgeting. Really trying to, save and attack debt.
So he bought into the idea that debt is bad and he wants to get rid of it.
Yes.
And you think debt is bad and you want to get rid of it. So you're aligned on that.
I'm completely debt free, baby step 6.
I'm not talking about where you are. I'm talking about what you believe.
Yeah.
You both believe
correct.
debt is bad and you want to get rid of it.
Aligned, yes.
Okay. Then that's the important thing.
So what are you worried about?
If he says, "Oh, baby, it ain't no problem. I'm just going to work till Friday, and I'm going to get me a new truck whenever I want to," don't marry him. But he's not saying
what I'm
that.
Worried about? No, he's not. What I'm worried is just, or maybe need to kind of come to grips with is, I've worked really hard to be in the financial situation I'm in because I've followed you all for, most of my adult life. And now we're talking about, what this would entail would be ultimately taking on someone else's debt because I don't see any ways getting out of it, in the next few years.
No, you're going to marry him and he's going to have debt and you're going to pay it off.
Well, wait a second.
Yep.
Why? Wait a second. Wait.
What's wrong with that?
I have a quick question. What makes you think that it's going to take him 2 years or so to get, $50,000, if he gets serious and he is in alignment, he can get rid of this debt. You don't have to necessarily marry all of it. I think if he's aligned, what I'd want to know is how gazelle intense is he willing to get
and stay that way.
And stay that way so that you don't marry much, if any. First of all, he hadn't even put a ring on it. So
listen,
we don't know.
If he had $200,000 worth of debt and he's plowing through it and you marry into it, I'm okay.
Yeah.
As long as y'all are aligned on getting rid of it. That's the thing.
And-
You
and
got to
I-
be
and
aligned.
I think
What
we're
will
very
kill you
aligned.
is not being aligned,
Yeah.
not having, unless you just get all twisted up and bothered inside your head and go like, I did him a favor and he owes me the rest of his life. Now that's on you. But but if you're willing to just throw in and say, all right, it's all in, everything's in the middle, and we're all going to get rid. We're going to use my assets, my debt, your debt. It's all ours now. We're going to clean it up, and we're going to live for the rest of our lives the way you've been living so far. Then you've got a good marriage match.
I think that sounds good. I think that's a good plan.
Yeah. But if you're having to drag his butt along because he's going to misbehave and he's going to, well, I've always, everybody has a car payment. Crap. Who needs that garbage? You don't want that is then you're signing up for a problem.
Yeah, my concern, and again, I'm not saying this is this guy, but there's a difference between somebody believing something and doing something.
Yeah, I'd like to see him.
I want to see him.
He's starting to take action on his new beliefs. Yeah. And as long as he does that, and he's really, he's taking 2 extra jobs and he's attacking this debt.
Yeah.
And this may be a great find. He's a great guy. Yeah. He just needed somebody to show him the path, right?
Yeah. I think it's a great test too. Not that she says it that way and she doesn't position it that way, but if you're willing to say yes to this guy, I think you being willing to say yes if he proposes is based on you laying down the tough conversation now while we're dating. See, what we don't want to do is have the tough, difficult money conversations after we've gotten engaged or after we've gotten married. I think at this point, what you've laid out seems like he's a good guy and he seems like there's alignment. But now, Dave, is when I think we have the difficult conversation. And she goes, this is how I want to live. And I'm going to marry a guy who believes in living this way.
And what you want to marry it into is a shared vision, not a messed up past.
Correct.
Everybody's got a messed up past.
That's right.
So we're marrying into a shared vision of where we're going.
Yeah.
And so I don't mind if you marry somebody who was an alcoholic for 10 years, but they've been dry for 3 years.
I agree. Yeah.
And they've changed their life.
Yeah,
I don't count the previous against them.
Yep.
I count where we're going is way more important than where we've been.
Yep.
And so, where we're going, where are we going? And are we going to go together? And we're going to be in agreement? If I have to fight you all the time about borrowing money and about saving money, I'm not going to be on. That's not an alignment. Mm-hmm. But if we're aligned on that, and I just got a head start on you, oh, that's okay. That's okay. This is the Ramsey Show. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.